G'day, welcome. Mailbag Preview Show, episode 313, I reckon. Powered by punting.com.au, the database I use. You should try it if you want to take yourself seriously. The A-Team, the original cast, all the way from sunny Maroubra. I don't know what he's been up to today, but it looks like he's had a lot of fun. Robertos, the horse whisperer, Scuz dog. How are you, Rob?
Yeah, well, thanks, Jack. Lovely intro as usual. Cracking day, a little bit windy, but we spotted some whales, some dolphins. Excuse me, a bit of a popcorn just lodged in the back of my throat, but I'm coming good. But yeah, can't complain. School holidays here, sun's out. Best weekend of racing of the year, in my opinion. Coming up.
It is good. And joining us, the hair's slowly growing back. He's looking outstanding, front and back. Pistol Pete, Hutcho, how are you?
Front and back, oh dear. Good. The first at Kalgoorlie on the Handicap Day is just jumped. It's a four-horse race, and can't wait. This is a good day's racing ahead. But that doesn't matter to you at home because you're not watching this live, so you'll get Kalgoorlie Cup on Saturday.
We'll kick off our preview at Flemington headquarters for one of the great days racing. Got the big boys down. I reckon we might even see Chris on course, Uncle Chris. I don't know, Rob, you can report in if he's there in Sydney. But J-Mac's coming. And the rail, Peter's pretty fascinating on Saturday. They've whacked it out 9 metres for Group 1 Turnbull Stakes Day. Interesting. A little bit rare. A horrendous day condition-wise now, Thursday afternoon. Nicer tomorrow, outstanding. A great seeing day, perfect conditions to race in on Saturday at Flemington. You'd expect this little bit of rain's been helpful, and the track should race as good as it ever can.
Yeah, well, there's no excuses, is there? I think come race day will be really mild conditions. There's not a heap of wind out there as well, which will be very handy. I'm just trying to work out what the rail position was in this time last year. It looks like it was 9 metres last year as well, so that was different conditions. There was rain around that day. I think it went down to a soft 6. That won't be happening this week, so we'll see how it goes, but I'm expecting the track will play even enough. It's Flemington, right?
Yeah, I think we've got a big variance of field sizes and tempo and quality, I guess. We've got some staying races at the back third, but there's more than enough going down the straight. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 races of the 10 right down the straight. We've got a couple of tactical ones out of the chute, and I can't wait. I've had a bet in about 7 of the 10 races already. We're going to start in race 8, which is the Turnbull Stakes, 2,000 metre, Group 1. And Peter, the longer we've done this, the more important this race is, not just as a betting proposition for us right now, but it's a really important race to review, nail, and find the runs out of. But always, Peter, trust the SPs out of. So it's going to make VS Sistina and Sir Gaisor's Dalias very, very relevant moving forward. Yeah,
I think that's a good point you make. And I guess the other factor you have to consider is who's actually trying to win this race this weekend. Because there's a few grand final trainers here, and this is clearly not their grand final. And then there's a couple of others that, they do have grand finals coming up, but this is clearly their best opportunity to actually win a race this prep. So I don't know. We'll wait and see. But speed map crucial, I think.
I think River of Stars, Golden Path go forward. I think Gay's horse Sir Dalias has to go forward. But again, I sort of got it in my mind what you're saying about grand finals, but it's Gay Bot. I think they roll. Half Yours, who was completely blessed at Caulfield, will be completely blessed again here in the Turnbull Stakes this year. Aliana and VS Sistina get sucky little runs. Antino probably tags Aliana. Young Verta or Deacon, I think maybe Young Verta's a horse that you might see sent from a wide draw. Is he good enough to go back and circle them? I doubt it. And then you got Moira, Land Legend, Adelaide River, sort of worse in midfield. Zardozi, car gets off. Harry Coffey, the Caulfield Cup winner, gets on, drawn 2. I don't know. Anyone else I'd be leaning to intent, but Harry doesn't love it. Where do you want to start here? There's proper horses everywhere. There's randomised tempos that we're going to assess. We've got Via Aliana and Antino coming out of the joke that was so offensive to everyone who does content. That was the Mackay Davis Stakes that Craig Williams, Lindsay Park and Mr. Brightside handled everyone else in. Nothing went good, nothing went bad. Do we lean to SPs, Peter, where Via Sistina started $1.80, Aliana 5 gets a kilo and a half off it, and Antino, who started $7.50. What do you make of that race as a form reference?
I think it's kind of irrelevant, to be fair. I mean, look, yeah, you take the SP and that's probably all you take out of that race, right? Because I don't really know. I mean, that was probably the problem with that race going into it, wasn't it? Like, none of those horses were actually there to win that race, with the exception of probably Brightside. But even just looking at the SPs from last year and, you know, how that race unfolded, I think that's probably got a little bit more juice into it as opposed to what the Maccabi Diva did. So, I don't know, you go back to last year, right? And Via Sistina had come off that I don't know, inconclusive flop in the heavy track to start before, and everyone was like, oh, what's going on here? And she came back and defied a betting drift, and I think Elias started favourite on that day.
Yeah, I backed it.
Yeah.
Dark day. Very dark day.
Pistol, you were on it when she failed the start before. I remember you had a decent bet for the subs on before she came out and won everything. But what's the price? I haven't looked at the market at all, so I'm guessing she's $270.
We'll whack up the market right now for the Turnbull Stakes. You've got the best available, and then my price is in the orange. She's $260, best available.
Close.
Drawn 1, Pete. She's very, very hard to knock. The thing to knock is the map and barrier 1, I think. Do you want me to roll for a bit, or do you want to roll for a bit?
No, you go first, because, yeah, I'll probably have a different take here, I think.
I think that this race is crucial to your form. This is like, this race last year found you the Caulfield Cup winner and the Cox Plate winner. And, you know, Buckaroo didn't win anything out of it and was enormous in it. So, like, it is really, really relevant. And the margins are often significant. I think that the speed map makes the race tricky. There's nothing in the market outside Sir Dalias, but then it's Gay that I can really say, no, I don't like you because of your map. I think that the market, though, is so honed in on a few horses that are trained by a bloke that seems to pick them up when he needs to. That being Aliana and Via and Moira and whatever else Uncle Chris has got in the race, River to Stars. I'm swinging way outside of the flags and praying to God. Zeus, Allah, Bilbo, the works. I'm going to back a few horses at an average price, I'd say, of like 80 to 1. The biggest result in the race for me will be number 8, Young Verta, who I'm praying just gets sent. If it doesn't get sent, I'll have dusted my investment. This horse started $13 in this race last year. $13. Was enormous last start. Was bigger the start prior. Is fucking airborne. Wants Flemington. This horse haunts me. But at that price, if it was to win and I wasn't on, that just adds another like sort of bunch of unit to the bet. I'm gonna have a result and a good one out of Zardozi, who I think can bounce off a flat second up run, a little cushy run inside them onto a track with a bit of give in it off a Caulfield firmer track. And I'll be getting something out of River of Stars for Bowie Mertens and Uncle Chris. I think it's the one of Chris's that might sort of bounce back to its previous sort of form and SPs.
Is that it? That's a full stop?
That's about it.
Okay.
I think that I hate half yours, but they've made it like at a price where it's hard to knock at $11.
Yeah, you're not laying it at $11, are you?
No. And I probably want to lay Aliana, but it gets a little swing in the weights, and it's going to get a sucky run for D Lane. I think Sir Dalias, I was surprised it wasn't shorter, and I was hoping it was. I want to lay it, but I was hoping you sort of got like $4 they put up.
It was such a strange run from Sir Dalias last start, right? You know, he was headed in the straight. He looked like he was gone about 3 times and still kept finding going through the line. And for, I guess, a little bit atypical for Gay's horses, like had a fair bit of improvement to come as well. So I don't know. This would be more a conditioning run, I think, for him. He sort of just won despite everything going semi-wrong last start, or semi-right, depending on how you want to look at it. What price did you have?
Did you think, though, that the data was underwhelming
Yeah.
versus the eye?
Yeah.
So, like, on Saturday afternoon, you're like, holy fuck, what have we just seen? And then on Sunday night, you're like, oh, that's a bit flattening.
Yeah, exactly right. Like, you can't knock him for having done what he did. But then I guess this isn't really that much more of a spoil, is it? Now, it's funny that we're talking about Via Sistina drawn barrier 1. So she's drawn barrier 1 4 times in Australia. How many do you think she's won?
Once.
Now she's won 3 out of 4. And the one that she lost was on that heavy track in the Mackay Diva last year at Flemington.
When she would have traded so filthy low in run because she was just like...
Yeah. How grim's that? So that's not what I expected.
Well, but to be honest, that's kind of why I'm suggesting to stake it how I'm suggesting to stake it. Like, you don't spend very much if you're backing Young Verda, Zardozi and River of Stars. You know, you're going to be... You're averaging sort of... You've got 2 horses running for you at $126 and one at probably 50 to 1 when they jump.
Yeah. What price did you have Antino?
12.
Okay. He's probably the one I've got the most interest in out of all of these. Out of all the ones I want to see parade again, I can't see any of the staying, anything in the 30 to 1 plus mark, any of those stayers improving enough to be serious contenders here, so I'm just ignoring them all. Half Yours was about as at top last start as I could think of any horse that I've seen so far this spring that's in serious consideration for anything. So again, I'm sort of just leaning away from that horse. Via Sistina had surprisingly, and same with Valiana for that matter, both had surprisingly like a lot to come. And I don't think they'll be peaking here. So that leaves me with Sedelius and Antino. And maybe if you want to get a little bit funky, have something small on Golden Path because that horse is just going really well. But Antino's the one who made the real good improvement last start. And this is his chance to win something en route to probably being a nice run in the Cox Plate, but without really being a serious contender.
He's the top liner that's at a price that if you're just chipping away from the yard on Saturday, you're comfortable letting it rip into him. Whereas, like, you need to be winning a fair bit coming to the Turnbull to step into Aliana if she's improved heaps at that price, I think. If I had to have more bets, it'd be 10, 11 and 12, which is one of yours, Golden Path. But I'd have St. Middle Earth, St. Deacon. Again, they're all, like, north of $50 just about.
Well, I think that's it. Like, Middle Earth and Zardozi and, these sort of runners, Land Legend, Deacon, that we've been talking about for a little while. The last couple of starts have been nice runs. They actually probably have to show something here, like better than nice run, like finish in the top 4 or 5 to go, right, you're on track for whatever you're on track for. But I just can't see them winning.
I think River of Stars, though, guys, if you bet and you love VR or you love Sir Dalius or whatever your little love affair is with one of those ponies, have St. River of Stars at the price just for your mental health. It's got 53 kilos. It rolls forward. It's Walla. Like, it's the horse that'll give you something on the bunny. You want to go to Sydney or do you want to do the Gilgai Stakes?
I might as well stay at Flemington.
Gilgai Stakes, Flemington, race 9, 1,200 metre Group 2, set weights and penalties. This is a really good addition and this is a really important race moving forward. There'll be some in this race aiming at an Everest slot. And this race, the format of it will be really relevant through spring. We see the return of Nadal, War Machine, 2 like genuine top liners ready to take on anything. They're here. We get to see them at Flemington on Saturday. It's a very, very deep race. I don't know where the hell we should start, but I might start, Peter, with a speed map. Do you reckon?
Yeah, who's most likely to? Who's leading for a start, and then how fast are they going?
I think that the chink to some of these better horses, like War Machine, is that the tempo's very genuine, but it's messy map at the same time. Star Patrol went ballistic, absolutely ballistic last start. Set itself up to run a PB, set Arkansas Kid up to run a PB, and I think it was a bit of a setback for some of the horses that weren't ready for it. Bridal Waltz will be thereabouts. Willow Dale will be there. West Star, I've got riding the speed, but not leading. Airman, Watch Me Win thereabouts. Give me the Beat Boys, sort of midfield. She's bulletproof. Well, that horse ain't anymore. I don't know where it's going to be in run, but it won't be better than midfield. Stratton Angels to party back with Bunos and Notches. Sapari will be last. Payline, our horse, Peter, Like, how dare they give us this fucking price?
I know.
Pieces of shit. Like, you scumbags. Just let us have a look.
Yeah, at least 20, surely.
I know. Disgraceful.
It's not fair.
I think like it's tricky to map the Lafracas, Payline, Royal Insignias, Nadal, Strettons, and War Machines of this race. They're going to be on the right side of the track, I think.
Yeah.
But I don't know which one's sort of going to be midfield or just better, and which one's going to be last. They're all going to be sort of following each other and playing jockeys. So I think you sort of lean to Blake Shin having the biggest set of kahunas out there, and he's on the best horse, but it carries the most weight.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I don't know. This is just an impossible race, isn't it? So I'm going to go with a horse that's going to be fit enough here. First up, I really like the WA form coming across, and I've already given it away. West Star, I know it's like double figures already, but I'm expecting I'll get much bigger than this just with attraction to a few of the other locals. But he's always been a horse that has grabbed me as being an improver every preparation he's had. And look, I thought his run in the Quokka, which has actually been a pretty good form race, surprisingly. I thought that was a really good run, all things considered. So for me, D-Lane on board, we'll be in the right spot, we'll be on pace, and I'm more than happy to have something on each way.
Rob, any of these horses from Sydney interest you at all?
Well, Buenos Noches was an Everest contender a year or two ago.
I think it's lost its pills. It's Nutler, gelded.
I'd be interested, just on type, I'd be interested in it down in the weights. Isn't Stretton Angel like the ultimate sort of straight horse? So that'd be
it doesn't win though down the straight, but just flies.
Nadal, that had its first run in a very good race against Macarena and lost, I remember, but it's a long time since that happened. Willa Day, honest sort of Saturday welter seems to be too high in the weights to me, but I'd be looking at Pistol what he says about Buenos Noches, but Nadal seems to be the explosive sort of no ceiling on sprinter here, to my mind. Do you reckon they'll go? Will Grandstand be any good? Well, Grandstand's usually better.
I think the chink is like we're really getting outside of our sort of. We're really guessing here, but
yeah,
the speed's drawn 10, 13, and 15. So if they go hard outside, that really jams like the War Machines of this race. If they split into two pairs and they go middle and outside, then I'd rather be outside. If they go fence and outside, then I'm all right on the fence, as we know. Let's wind the clock back. I think was it Jordan Oaks Day? Was?
Yeah, it was. It was Jordan and Oaks Day. I've got one in. I've got
Top King Senior. Huey.
I've got Mukhtar in the Newmarket in '92, Barrier 1. It also. It's one of my greatest results as a child.
War Machine, the Cotton King, and Nadal, the Cotton King, both got pretty positive trial reports to return here. War Machine's got the residual fitness and does look the progressive one, almost in the Australian sort of sprinting ranks. Can get 1,400, 1,200 first up. There is no knock this horse at all. The weight's the only half chink. It's got the right rider, the right barrier, a soft enough map, I think. Doesn't have to be last. It's very hard to knock, but the price was knocked off early, and I think it is too short, Peter, in a really deep race. Two horses I love here. One I adore, but one I'm happy to have a bet on is the 7 Royal Insignia. I think suited more here, this shape, this race, this stage of prep. It's just going to get a cuddly run, and if it's there to win and it gets that luck, I think it's going to explode. And I think Nadal is being disrespected in the market. It's got a better CV at this stage of its career than War Machine does. It had a slaughtered end of prep last time. They got really carried away and they flared right up. It's now back. It loves the straight, and I think it's going to run a big race. Airman's a horse that we've sort of followed for a while, but Michael, Wayne, and John. Talking about the Bee Gees or something. They're absolutely fly blown. They're going at negative 32.5% pot. Like, it's dire straits for them, so I can't fall into Airman.
It's funny you mentioned Nadal. Remember that time when we backed Nadal? You didn't even place behind Ray Magnario.
Yeah, but it should have won.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, add him to the list. And also Royal Insignia, just on that horse, got really hot late before running out onto the track there first up. So look, I think that horse is only going to improve from condition-wise, that's for sure. That's second up. That was the last start at Flemington. So anyway,
It started $5 there.
yeah.
You know,
It was a good run, wasn't it? Real good
Star
run.
Patrol started 7.
Yeah.
A little bit of a weight swing, but it's a sprinting race. Who gives I don't care.
Yeah.
There's angles everywhere on Saturday if you're sick and you dig like I do. Mark Zara sticks with Stapati. That's bad. Like if Rob was working with me in the shed, like we'd have to halve the price of Stapati. You know, if he didn't the first time, he'd come back to you like 4 hours later. Like I've been thinking about Stapati, and we need to change that. Why is he sticking with it? Anyway, yeah, that's how I'm handling the Gilgai this year. The last race we do in Melbourne, guys, is race 6. It's it's now known, Rob, as the Danehill Stakes, 1100-metre Group 2 for the 3-year-olds.
Colts. I think it was the Ascot Vale.
A couple of fillies as well in this year's edition. It's a very, very good race, and the market just says, hey, pick one and have a bet, I reckon. Legacy Bound leads McGaw, I reckon. Jimmy Ricard, thereabouts. That big, thick thing that they... I've got to try and get this right. They bought for maybe 200, then they ran it back through the ring as a ready runner and paid $750,000 for. Very confusing, but it went to the Moonee Valley and was steady in betting, Peter. I wouldn't say it was a steamer, and got the job done. Beat like the Bacashas, I think, of this world. Rosberg, thereabouts. Gladiola, thereabouts. Shining Smile should lead. Don't think it will. In a Kinrana, something like that, thereabouts. Tycoon Star. I don't think God actually exists, even though I reference him a lot. If he did, he wouldn't know where this fucking horse is going to go and run. I don't. I love the map at the same time, but I just don't know where they're going to be. And then Tentris, I think, will follow Tycoon Star or just sit sort of at the back there and be very, very strong late. There's big raps on Tentris, Peter. From a yard point of view, have you seen any of these at all?
Yep.
Scuz Dog?
Oh, sorry.
No. What, Sydney one? Sorry, I'm looking at Campbell going.
Karuna, the Anthony and Sam Friedman horse ran in the Percy Sykes Stakes. Remember it? Got beat by Tempted. No.
Yeah, I'm sus on all sort of exposed, form. Yeah, I don't think that any are any good. So I'm interested in Peter's got to say. Don't know. Sorry.
All right, Peter, take it away, and it's going to be a very interesting Monday review for the Inner Circle with the mail out of this race from the yard is going to be fascinating.
Well, I think the starting point for me is if I had to pick a best walker out of all of these, it would be Tentris or Tentris or however we're pronouncing that.
Don't ask me.
So he was second at odds in the Blue Diamonds.
Yep.
As a 2-year-old. He then went up to Sydney and beat Wotan, which I don't think that really says very much, but I don't think Wotan's that good. But I respect the fact that he improved seemingly every run he had last preparation, and now here he is resuming down the straight, King Kong on board. Like, that's just ultra perfect setup. I also don't think there's going to be too much speed in this race. What have we got? Legacy Bound, Rosberg, McGaw, probably all on speed, Shining Smile as well. Like, none of these scream like they're going to be going quick early. This just looks slow, maybe moderate, and then something with like a turn of foot just pinging a gap and just being just too strong late. So,
yeah.
The
lack of the exact, I agree 100%, and then it makes you like, it goes from fully erect to just floppy as in regard to betting, because like we want tempo to identify the best athlete and the best horse, and I don't think we're going to get it.
No, but that's not the point of this race. The point of this race is to provide a nice platform to go towards the Coolmore Stud Stakes, where we can see who's the best thicky boy out there.
Yeah. Dominant winner at 3. 8 out of 10 trials from the Cotton King for Tentris, so very, very hard to knock. Jimmy Ricard's had a proper sexy tick over. I'm just going to bet this race off SPs and not suited's last start.
And does that mean you have to have something on Shining Smile, regardless of if you have another bet in the race? Yeah, it's the only horse 100%. That you absolutely have to back in this race. And
it's the reverse of Paylon, baby. They're saying, here you go, fucking have that.
It's crazy, isn't it? Like there is absolutely no reason that this horse, given that it actually has speed and we know it goes well down the straight, should be anywhere near this price. Given he's also like the colt who's got nothing to lose here. He's already had 4 runs, just like off the quick backup, not suited last week. You know.
There's my prices for this race as they roll up, and you can see just with the best market of everywhere, like Rosberg's holding on just to favouritism at 440, but like it's already been very, very soft. You've got 2 horses in the field that are double figures, and I'm going to back both, and one of them heavily. McGaw is a significant over for me, and just a massive, massive bet. Slaughtered last start by D-Lane. He's a good, solid West Australian. He won't make that same mistake twice. You know what I mean? Like, everyone makes mistakes. He made one. He'll redeem himself. He's a very, very good rider. I'd say as good as we've got. It's time for the big boys to start doing their thing. This horse is very, very appealing at the prices they're giving you. I despise Legacy Bound, Zara off, Jai on. If it doesn't start double figures, I'd be fucking shocked and disgusted. If it wins, someone will need to come and check on me. Tycoon Star, I just pray to God, Zeus, Allah, Ablett Senior and Junior. What about them getting in trouble for dressing up? How about don't fucking post it all over social media, and if it's offensive, don't go there and photograph them having a beer, you fucking morons. I pray to everyone... Sorry, mate. I pray to everyone that Tycoon Star just gets out like to $9, $10, and you feel good having the bet, because I want to have it. I'm still a fan of the horse. Jimmy Ricard's jump out has really confused me, though, in regard to playing more horses than Shining Smile and McGaw.
Yeah, which is fair enough.
Gladiola's too short, way too short.
I agree.
Started the same price against Phillies last start, for fuck's sake. Ridiculous. Rosberg, get in the bin. Disgusting price. But, Peter, the fucking tempo and lack of it scares the shit out of me.
Yeah, Rosberg's such a difficult bet to have just first start down the straight, isn't it? And, you know, is that the cash, stay cosmic form? Is that really as good as some of these other ones? And I like what you said about McGaw as well, because Damien Lane basically won the race for Tycoon Star first up in the McNeil because he was aggressive and rode from the outside barrier, and Tycoon Star just followed him across. So he could kind of do the same thing here again. I feel like if you're backing McGaw, you have to have Tycoon Star on side. So it's a fascinating race from that perspective.
It's just the Tentris play, though. I sort of want to back McGaw heavy, get something out of Shining Smile, but then I want to get something out of Tycoon Star, then Jimmy Ricard. Yeah. And then what about Tentris? You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's too many.
It's tough.
I think I'm going to back... I have backed McGaw. I'm going to wait a little bit longer, Shining Smile. I think it's going to drift. And then I'm just going to listen to you from the yard in regard to the 1, 2, and 3. I'd like to add one of them to the team. Any other thoughts on this year's Danehill, boys?
Not from me.
Righto, we head up to Sydney where the weather's grouse. It's grand final weekend. Queensland side and the Victorian side come to Sydney to meet out at Homebush. Grim joint to go to. Hopefully they sell it out for once. This year's edition of the Epsom, I thought it's a little bit underwhelming, but it is the Epsom. It's a famous race. It's a good race. And it's a 14-horse field. Peter, what's your speed map look like, bro?
Okay, fully lit from barrier 8 will cross to lead with Magnetaire on the outside. They will cross El Costello, Pericles maps just in the 1-1. Yellow Brick from 11 will probably try and follow them across, but might have a little bit of difficult time slotting in with a horse like Depth of Character drawn inside it as well. So that looks like your horse is forward of midfield. Further back in the field, look, Ceolwulf, Lord Penman, Autumn Glow's drawn horribly in 14, and I think they have to go back. I'd be very surprised if they try and ride aggressively and try and slot in somewhere, but you never know. And then back on the fence, horses like Willie Do It or Verona Rose. I think Verona Rose will hold off the fence. It just has a little bit more barrier speed, whereas a horse like Swift Falcon from 4 looks to be consigned last offence or thereabouts with NCAP and Pier. So, look, I think the speed's obviously genuine. Fully Lit's not going to hang around, so they're at least going even here. Might even go a bit quicker if Yellow Brick and Magnetaire really force the issue early. And then it's just a case of lovely neutral day. Track should be suiting those horses no matter where you are in run. Lanes 3 to 7. We'll see how good Autumn Glow is. Obviously, she's very good, but you still have to do the work and, come up with a rated price, right? And she's currently $2.25 best available. I am $2.75, which some people will probably scoff at. But you know what? I don't have an issue with marking her to 100% at $2.75 and likely not betting the race because I don't have an over as it is at the moment.
Really? Interesting. Because as the market comes down, she's not going to be the one that comes out, you'd think, unless the track's mad on pace.
Yeah, I agree. And that's probably where the little angle is. I was kind of surprised that Willie Dewitt's $8.50. It was a relatively weak SP in the tramway, had excuses, was really good after the line, and is clearly going to be better suited up and trip. Kieran's kind of like a somewhat scary trainer with this horse because you don't know how much improvement it's going to get, having been in New Zealand last prep. So, but again, like $8.50 is like bang on. There is no edge there whatsoever. And again, you'd probably want an inside bias to be leaning to that horse, and I just don't think that's going to be the case. So, yeah, that's really the race in a nutshell. If you want to bet,
Rob,
have fun.
thoughts on this year's Epsom?
Isn't the mile start at Randwick give Autumn Glow a chance to, roll across and slot in? It's like 600 metres to the first turn. So it's as long as a run outside the Flemington Straight as you get before you're turning.
I do agree with that. The only thing I'd say is I just don't know who's going to give her a spot between, like, she'll have to somehow get in behind either Yellow Brick because Ceolwulf probably doesn't have enough speed to catch up to Yellow Brick early, but then he'll sort of muster, and Lord Penman. So she's somehow has to find a way in and ghost herself in with colour. And it's like a real high-risk play. And for that yard, Karen McAvoy on board, I just don't see it happening. I reckon they'll just be happy to just let her go back to last. And, if she's good enough, if she's Winx, she'll win anyway, right?
Okay. Look, I think that my starting position is Pericles, which I should have backed it fucking weeks ago because I backed it in the lead-up run when it won. I think it was his best horse of its year. Lindemann was the other good one that year, and it's gone to Bjorn. I like backing these Godolphin horses with trainers who are just like fucking shining the.
Yeah.
Well, they're just doing their absolute best because they want more of these horses. They want the Sheik as a client. So whatever they can do to ring it out and beat the other guys who have got these horses. Yeah, squeeze them. And Bjorn is absolutely flying. So this horse, it's got everything right. It's going to probably find the perfect spot in run. It's going to kick. And whether it can hold on against, lightly weighted horses or Autumn Glow, which might be a champion. I'm not sure, but I think, well, what's the price? It's short enough now. I'm sure you'll get $8 on Saturday. But it does seem very, very, it just seems pretty obvious. Jack, what do you think? What do you think?
The main thing I think is that PVL will be a bit flat. Like 1.5 million, and it's not a race compared to the Turnbull. I know it's 400 metres different, but yeah, this race is worth a significant amount of cash. You'd hope to have sucked a few down to race here. You've lost J-Mac.
Well, they've kind of ruined it.
Mine was doing a lot of AFL content last week. He was filthy about that. I mean, I'd love to hear what he thinks of this. I'm without doing any work. I'm in the same spot as Peter. Like, she could be like Winx. I don't want to go against her. All I will say is that I can't see any reason why Lord Penman would be in this race. But it's trained by Chris Waller and it's down on the minimum. And that man sort of made his brand doing this sort of shit. So, does he cry if Lord Penman wins? Is the question.
Well, there's one horse that owes me a little bit, but we got way out in front when it won its first start its second start. That was Swift Falcon as a 2-year-old one day at Rose Hill, and then it ran a lot of seconds and thirds against Broadsiding, and I was on the wrong side of it. It has not been ready, this preparation, and the SPs suggest that it has been. So whether or not, I think it gets in well here, drawn well. If Alicia can just get it not last, it could improve a few lengths on the minimum.
It's a big moment too, eh? Big moment for the stable. Negative 32% pot, female rider. Shout out to John. Full credit to you.
I think-
Welcome to the 21st century. And blinkers on first time. If it was to run a massive race and win, Peter, it would make sense. Its SPs are outstanding. It's broadsiding. It's linebacker. Evaporate form. Very good last Saturday. It would make sense.
Yeah, not suited both starts as preparations, my comment. What do you make of Tyler Schiller, being replaced? He's still with Briassa.
Maybe it's just to do with the
Old
weight.
Dylan once dead. Times they are changing.
I don't know, it just feels a bit weird to, first time jockey change, first time for the stable, Swift Falcon in Group 1.
Maybe he can't get to under 50?
Yeah,
that could be it.
Could be it.
Alicia's a strong rider at 50. I don't know how she gets down to...
They put on Jamie Mellum down in Melbourne a couple of times, and I was thinking that one of them just tricked the old man and just said, "Oh, we thought it was Ben," But this is a big moment for him. So Group 1 ride for a female rider for the Hawks camp. I'd love to see it win.
Yeah.
I'd love to see it win. It'd be good for racing. If it won, it'd be better for racing if Autumn Glow wins and we can build some narrative around it. Where's it headed after this?
Don't know.
It'd probably be that King Charles that would go to that. Is that a 1,600 metre, $5 million race that, Fangirl and their Sistina, about 3 horses can win usually?
Would she just go to the Golden Eagle, wouldn't she? Pretend race for 4-year-olds. It really means nothing in the scheme of things.
1,500 metres, yeah, and it's worth, $10 million. What a waste of fucking cash that is.
Yeah.
Hey, shush.
They'd do it for 2.
Good race. All right,
do
guys.
it for 2. Yeah,
That's it. Peter's best is that West Australian. It's not called West is Best. It's called West Star Flemington Race 9. There's a bunch of best bets from everyone all around the grounds. Shout out to Butchie. He's flared up and gone into the rugby league. He's all over the storm. We do pray for him. Currently in transit, if you can believe it, headed to India. Which just makes 0 sense considering his profile and where he's at. But we're just hoping he has a good time and comes back safe. If you're gambling over the weekend, please gamble responsibly. 1-800-858-858 or visit the website. Also, what would be responsible too is to go to the mailbag.com.au and buy Peter or Rob's Mounting Yard Mail. Let them hold your hand. Let them whisper to you about how these horses parade. You might even think that you know what you're doing, and you might. You would have punting form if that was the case. And then you could put what they say into your punting form and lodge that mounting yard view next to that horse's run for your form analysis moving forward. Just an idea. You do you. Have a phenomenal weekend. Thanks for being here, boys. And